everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bilikis. How you doing? I'm fine. Hope you are good too. Today's class will be on how to make a simple kimono dress with front slit, and trust me, it's going to be very beautiful and you can be over with it in like 15 minutes. Yes, I'll show you step by step on how to make that. And in case you are interested in our online classes and sewing tools, just contact us through the contact number in the description box below. Yeah, please follow me on Instagram, Bilikis Signatures, and on Facebook, Sewing Innovation. If you're new, please subscribe. Yeah. So let's go to the work table. My fabric folded here. You can use any type of material at all. I'm just using this for the class. So you can use either silk, satin, whatever, chiffon, whatever material. So I'm just using this for this lecture. So I have it folded here. And how did I fold? You need to take the measurement from your center back to where you want your sleeve to be. For her, it is 14 inches, but for someone like me, it is 16 inches. I'm using a small size measurement here, a bust 34, waist 28, and hip 36. And then the length of the dress is 53. So I folded this using the center back to the sleeve opening measurement, which is 14 inches. So I added extra 1 inch for seam allowance. So I have 15 here. So that is good. Then for the vertical measurement, being this the starting point, I inserted the waist. You might be wondering why I do not have the bust. It could be negligible because why? In most cases, or in all cases, you have the center back to the sleeve measurement even more than your bust. So it's always like that. So that is why I just refuse to put that. So here I have the waist going down the hip, which is 22, and then the length of the dress, which is 53 here. Then I added 1 inch seam allowance. So back to the upper part. So the first thing is to determine the shoulder slope, which is the 3 inches. Then you can insert the 8 inches, but just come to the end of it. Since we have 14 plus 1 to be 15, which is the end of my line here. So I'm just going to come down here by 1.5. So for someone like me, 2 inches is okay. Then connect from the 3 inches. That is the slope. Next thing is to insert the sleeve opening. So from the slope now, I'm just going to measure 8 inches here. So for instance, if I'm making for myself 10 inches to 10.5 is fine, 10 to 11. So but for her, I'm making use of 8 inches here. Now, what I'm going to do before I insert the waist measurement, from the center back to the sleeve opening measurement, just come in by 1.5. And you see, then I'll connect from here down here. So that is this. Now talking about bust 34. When I was telling you I neglected the bust measurement. Okay, for instance, bust 34 when you divide by 4, that should give you 8.5. So looking at 8.5, even with ease of 1 inch 9.5, so can you still have a lot of room to accommodate the bust. So going to the waist measurement now, that's 28. Quarter of that will be 7 inches. Because this is a free dress, I'm going to add extra 2 inches to it. Between 1 to 2 inches is fine. So that's going to make it 9 plus seam allowance 10. So that's for the waist. So I'm just going to connect from here down here. So let me quickly insert the hip measurement, which is 36. So 36 divided by 4, that should give me 9. 9 plus extra 1 to 1.5, that will give me 10.5, plus 1 inch seam allowance, 11.5. So with my hip curve, first I'll make a curve here. Can you see how beautiful that is? So before we go to the hem, let's quickly finish up with the neckline. So I will insert both for the back and the front. So for the neck width, I'm going to make use of 3.5 for the wideness. Then for the back, the depth is going to be 1 to 1.5 inches. So 1 inch for her, for me maybe 1.5 to 2. Then for the front, I'm going to make it 5 inches. It's going to be a V. So 5 inches. So let's connect it. So for the back first. Then for the front. So because I want it to be a little bit curvy. That is the neckline. So let's quickly move to the lower part. So the upper part is done, now the lower part, which is very, very easy. You are just going to take whatever measurement you have on the hip area straight down to the hem, because there's going to be a front slit, so it's going to be straight. So as you are walking, there's tendency of it opening up to bring out the beauty of the dress. So that's going to be the ease for easy movement, that is the front slit. So whatever measurement you have here now, which is 11.5, I'm going to just bring it down here. 11.5, or just make it 12. And with my 1 meter ruler, I'll connect it straight down. So easy. So we are done with the drafting. So all we have to do is to cut it out. We are going to use it to cut the back panel. Now I'll be cutting the back neckline first. Now this is what the dress looks like. Can you see that? So very simple and nice. So I'm going to use this to cut the back. Just fold exactly the same way, and then we are going to cut exactly the same way before we come to the front. Can you see? So beautiful and easy to cut out. I have cut another pattern on fold, so this will now be for the back. So I'm going to keep this aside. So back to the front. First I'll finish up the neckline. Then now for the slit in front, what I'm just going to do is to take my measuring tape. This is the waist. Just come down 2 inches below the waist. I think that's fine. Or 1 inch, depending on how much belly you want to show off. So from this point now, I'm going to slit the front all down. You might decide to go in 1/2 inch and just, cut it all down. But I don't want to do that because the little slit could be so much. So just a slit is fine. Then you just hem it up with your bias strip. So I'm gonna slit that now and stop here. I'm going to stop here. Can you see that? So this is what it looks like now. Can you see the slit? So beautiful. Now when we are hemming it with the bias strip, we are taking in 1/2 inch. So you have a opening of 1 inch. So that is why I told you to just make a slit. By the time you hem it, you have it, a 1 inch wider again. So by the time you are walking, the slit opens and it's just so beautiful. So now let's go to sew it up. I have both sides facing each other. As you can see now, the first thing I'm going to do is to hem the shoulder. Can you see? 1/4 of an inch is fine on both sides. After that, I'll use my bias strip to hem the neckline. After that, I will have to hem the sleeve opening. Just roll it in 1 inch, or you use a bias strip. The next thing will be to hem the side. Remember, we left 1 inch all down. I'm coming here all down. After hemming the sleeve opening, then we'll come to the slit and use a bias strip to hem it all down. Right now the dress is ready. The neckline has been fixed with a bias strip. Then the sleeve, as you can see, has been hemmed both sides. Then I took 1 inch all down as we left it. Now looking at the slit I was talking about, that just slit it and do not go in by 1/2 inch or whatsoever. Looking at it now, after hemming it, you can see we have the space. So by the time you're walking, it just open up since it's a straight dress, and then the beauty will come out so perfectly. Now let me put it on the mannequin for you to see how it looks. This is the kimono dress with front slit. You can see how beautiful it looks. Ensure you make yours and share with us on our Facebook group, Sewing Innovation. Please don't forget to subscribe. I remain your girl Bilikis. You can follow me on Instagram, Bilikis Signatures. Bye for now.